Welcome back, everyone, to the New York City Comic-Con stream for WCG. My name is Alex Goldenboy Mendez, and of course, this event is brought to you by the Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamer. Make sure you go ahead and check that out as well. If you're here on the convention floor, you can check out a few of the stations that have it. And here with me today is and let's bring some formal introductions here. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone, because I think this is a very special occasion here.
Oh, great. My name is Matt Group. I'm one of the associate producers on Marvel Heroes.
All right. And, you know, Matt Group obviously is very enthusiastic about this game, and I am as well. I had a chance to play it yesterday. He's with Gazillion and Marvel Heroes, a game that I thought that I would never see, and it's finally coming to fruition. It has been often known as a game that's Diablo meets Marvel, for those of you guys at home that are curious about the game itself, but it is an MMO. So you are able to play online. Let's just jump into that whole aspect of it, how the idea and the conception for Marvel Heroes came about.
Sure. I mean, we really wanted to make an MMO that kind of was unique to the space that we're going to be in.
Yeah.
And we wanted to kind of take the best of the action RPG genre and combine it with all the social features that you'd come to expect from an MMO to kind of make this really unique experience that, you know, you would only find in Marvel Heroes.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm definitely a big fan. And now the one thing that I'm curious about is you're not going out there and creating your own character like other superhero MMOs that we've seen in the past. You're actually picking a Marvel character and you're just going to run with them, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's not like other superhero MMOs where you create your own character that no one's ever heard of, and, you know, you make Captain Firepants, and no one knows who Captain Firepants
is an amazing superhero, folks.
The best, I'm just saying.
The best.
But you know, in those games, you're kind of sidekick to the big guys, you know. But in Marvel Heroes, you are the big guys. So you're Thor, you're Captain America, you're Spider-Man.
Okay.
And really, it's kind of a unique take on, you know, the MMO genre.
Now, one of the cool things about this game, and I know that when I was playing, I was like, yeah, but then you're going to have a bunch of dudes just as Iron Man walking around. They're different costumes. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like in Marvel Heroes, we've been given the unique, you know, situation to be able to draw from the entire Marvel universe. So, you know, that doesn't just pertain to characters and heroes and villains and locations, but also the costumes that they've worn. So, Spider-Man's been around for years, and he's worn, you know, thousands of different costumes.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
You know, odds are you'll find a lot of those in our game as well. So, if you prefer the Future Foundation version of Spider-Man, you can dress up as that. Or if you prefer the black suit, you can do that as well. So.
And you also, I know that I was talking with you guys earlier that there's a prospect that there could be costumes that you guys make in there as well, right? So just like some fun stuff, like I had brought it up and I thought it'd be a cool idea, Deadpool cosplaying as like a World of Warcraft character. How awesome would that be? The irony would be absolutely astounding. And on top of that, it's just, you know, Deadpool's hilarious. So there are those options too, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, you know, like for me as a Marvel fan, it's kind of this dream contract that we're allowed to make our own costumes as developers and then submit them to Marvel. And then hopefully someday maybe they would come out in the comics.
That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Nerd dream come true for Mac Group. So.
I'd be so pumped to see that. Now let's dive into some of the characters that are going to be in this game as well, and then we're going to hop into some live gameplay so that you guys can go ahead and check it out. Because I had a chance to play this game. I'm just letting you know right now. If you're a fan of loot collecting, if you're a fan of Diablo, Torchlight, any of those games, this is the game for you, 110%. And if you're a fan of the Marvel games, if you're a fan of, you know, Ultimate Alliance, which I think this game kind of really lends itself to, I want to think of it as almost a spiritual successor to that, because in Ultimate Alliance, you were able to choose your favorite superhero. And there were a lot of superheroes to choose from, and this game's going to be no different. So what are some of the heroes that we're going to be able to play as, at least right now in this build of the game?
So in this build, we have 8 heroes, some of which are Storm, Thing, Hulk, Iron Man, Miss Marvel. Pretty much, we wanted to give a small selection for this demo, but we've announced over 25 characters so far, and we'll be announcing more as we get closer to launch. And then we'll be adding, since it's an online game, we can add more characters as time goes on as well.
That's awesome. I mean, I know for a fact that I'm particularly interested in using Deadpool, Iron Man, and the Hulk.
Nice.
The Hulk, you know, he smashes. He destroys things. So do you guys keep the essence of the character the same within the game as it is in the comic, like, or is it very RPG-esque? What do you think about that?
No, we really pay respect to the comics and kind of how the characters have been depicted there. You know, so you know, each character will kind of feel unique to what that character can do. And I mean, you take characters like Thing and Hulk who are pretty similar, and then we as designers get to figure out a way of making, you know, Hulk feel very unique to
the Hulk himself.
Exactly, rather than just the Thing. And because they could foreseeably be the same, you know, type of a character, but we differentiate them kind of true to their Marvel lore, if you will.
That's awesome. Well, guys, if you are here in New York Comic-Con and you are a fan of Marvel Comics and all the different Marvel heroes, this is going to be a great demonstration as we hop into some live gameplay of Marvel Heroes, the new RPG MMO from Gazillion, as he's gonna give us a demonstration here. Matt Group's gonna show us what's going on. Now he's using Storm, as you can see here, and the style very, that whole loot style, similar collection gameplay, whatever you want to call it, but it's very true. And Storm there is zapping people with some lightning. Obviously, one of the things that in loot collection games is the loot. Obviously, what are you guys doing here as far as like different forms of loot and different armors? How would that be represented on my character?
I mean, we really want to make sure that the loot that you're picking up is appropriate for the character. So we wouldn't want to have, like, for example, if you're playing as Deadpool but you pick up a cape, you wouldn't want to be able to put on a cape because Deadpool doesn't wear capes for the most part, at least.
Yeah.
And so each item is kind of unique to the character that you'll be playing as. Some of them are shared, some of them are unique, and some give bonuses to specific powers that your character you're playing as actually uses. All
right, and right here, one of the things I do like though is just the fact that you really feel the power of these characters, and they're just like running around and destroying things, and you really feel like this uniqueness to them. Because I was using Deadpool earlier, and Deadpool was like using the gun to shoot, and there are two different kinds of attacks as well. Like each character has two different kinds for the left and the right, correct?
Yeah, definitely. One thing that's fun about Deadpool also is, his default attack is, attacking with ranged dual-wielding pistols. However, if you want to get in close, you can switch to your right mouse button and, swing his swords and attack at a close range. So at a moment's notice, he can go from a ranged character to a melee character.
Yeah, and talk to us about Storm here. Storm is a different character, as you could see, from a character like Deadpool. What different things does she bring to the table? Because I have not had a chance to use her yet.
Storm's a lot of fun. She's actually my favorite character to play as, hence why I'm playing as her now.
Okay.
But, she has all of the Weather Witch abilities that you would come to expect from Storm. So, for the most part, I'm using just my default lightning attack. Also on right-click, we have a tornado attack that kind of knocks the enemies up into the air. He'll fall down. There he goes. And she has a lot of different things. Also, one thing that's unique to Storm and other characters that can traditionally fly in the Marvel comics, Storm can fly as well. So it acts as a movement power that kind of lets you move across the map really quickly.
All right, and this is another interesting aspect to talk about with Marvel Heroes, is that it is a free-to-play game. So this is something that we have been seeing. We had a few people up here that have free-to-play games on the marketplace right now. But this is a new game, not necessarily a new IP, because the Marvel franchise is well known around the world, but it is new in its style. And with it being a free-to-play type game, what exactly are we going to experience here as far as free-to-play? Am I going to be able to buy the best characters or what?
I mean, one thing that we want to stay true to in terms of our philosophy of designing the game is making sure that we're not selling power. Really, one thing that we want to do is make sure that, not just because you have the biggest wallet doesn't mean that you're going to do the best in the game.
Okay. Nice. That is actually something really cool there because, I mean, obviously the Hulk is amazing. We all know the Hulk destroys everything.
He's the strongest there is.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't get much better than the Hulk. And there are different character types as well, different enemy types. So you're always going to be in new and unique environments. Is there a particular storyline that this is following, or is this its own custom thing?
No, it's actually an original story being written by Brian Michael Bendis, who's kind of Marvel's super scribe, if you will.
Wow.
And so he's writing an original story that you'll only find in Marvel Heroes.
That's amazing. So it's going to be its own independent story, unique to this game. But is there is this the Ultimate Universe? Is this just different? It's just its own thing altogether. It doesn't connect to any particular universe.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely borrow from different elements of the Marvel Universe, pretty much things that fans will be, happy to see in the Marvel Universe. But, we definitely want to make an original story as well. So, if you're a fan of the comics, you'll be happy to see stuff from the comic books. If you want an original story, you'll be happy to get that as well.
Of course. I mean, I'm just hoping to see the Fantastic Four. I know we have, you said that the Thing's going to be in the game. There's another member, Human Torch?
Yeah, so far we've announced Thing and Human Torch for the game.
Well, I mean, Human Torch is all I need.
Nice.
So I'm okay there. But that's cool. And, of course, this is an MMO, so let's talk about some of the MMO aspects as well. What's going on there? Like, I was playing and I was able to run around with multiple people. I was actually fighting alongside a guy using Iron Man who was playing at the booth. Is it, open like that? Like a regular MMO, or are there limitations?
Yeah, we have two different two main types of environments in the game. One that we're calling PCZs, or public combat zones, and that's an area that you can run around and kind of see, 15 to 25 and up other heroes running around that you don't have to be in a party with. You don't even have to know them, but you'll still be able to encounter bosses together and work together. In a previous demo that we had done at San Diego Comic-Con, we have what's called an open mission, which is basically a giant boss fight that will happen that you need help from everybody in that area to take down. So in the past demo that we did, thank you. In the past demo that we had, you would fight a bunch of Sentinels, and then in the demo we have here at New York Comic Con, you fight Electro in the streets.
Nice. So yeah, I actually had the chance to fight Electro with Deadpool. That was awesome.
Nice.
I was like dodging him and lacing him with some bullets and cutting him up. It was awesome. Playing as Deadpool is definitely fun for me. What other characters are we going to see? Because I saw in the trailer that Black Panther is also another character as well that's going to be used.
Yeah, definitely. We want to take the big guys that everybody knows, like Thor and Hulk and Captain America, and put them in the game. But we also want to put more of the unique and obscure characters in the game. So at PAX we announced a Squirrel Girl will be playable in the game. Yeah.
Nice.
And we're also hand in hand with Marvel themselves. So the day that they announced the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, we were able to announce that we have Rocket Raccoon in our game. So he's one of the more obscure characters as well.
So Rocket Raccoon. Is this 100% Rocket Raccoon?
This is 100%.
You could play as Rocket Raccoon in Marvel Heroes.
He's
folks.
a lot of fun.
That is awesome. I'm so pumped about that. Rocket Raccoon is amazing. And so, you guys can definitely ride that, the Avengers wave right now, which has been super popular.
Mm-hmm.
Can you create the different, different teams? If I want to make like a guild or a clan, is that something that's available?
One thing that's really fun for me to do personally in the game is, trying to recreate the classic teams that you're, come to know and love, basically. So sometimes we do a full X-Men team and all run around as just X-Men characters. Other times we'll, try and recreate the Avengers movie team and things like that. Actually, in our game, we have the Avengers movie costumes in the game as well, so we can kind of recreate that feel.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Very fun.
All right, and we do see that's Venom in there.
It's true. At this part of the story, we're actually running through the Raft, which is a super villain prison. And as you can see, Hydra is trying to break out a number of super villains. So later in the game, you'll encounter Venom, who we just saw escape.
That's not good for anyone. And so now, would there be like special interactions between different characters, like in the universe? Like if I'm using Spider-Man and I'm fighting Venom, could that be something that's in there eventually, or is it just like running through the game and just having fun and playing through it and everyone's like enjoying a similar story?
No, we'll have certain interactions. Like one of the things that I think is really fun is we have a nice banter system amongst the characters in terms of their voiceover.
Okay.
And so if you're playing as Wolverine and I'm playing as Cyclops, we'll say kind of X-Men things to each other, and then even characters that don't normally interact with each other, they'll say special things to each other as well. So. Oh,
that's cool. Okay, that's cool. I have something, 'cause it's always cool to see like someone like Iron Man talking with Wolverine or something like that. It's a pretty interesting, I guess you could say, dynamic there.
Mm-hmm.
And I did see at the beginning of the game that in the demo that I was playing, at least, that Daredevil was a character that you had to free there. Any ideas of like getting those NPC characters, guys like Daredevil and stuff like that, to be involved in the game, or they're better served as NPCs?
Well, one thing that's great about, like I said before, that's great about being an online game is we can continually add to it. So even if your favorite character isn't playable at launch and maybe they're just an NPC at launch, it's only a matter of time until we'll make them into a playable character and replace the NPC in the game.
Nice, and you're taking on the Green Goblin here. He's just zapping away, but you're hitting him real good. And your character's pretty strong, I must say. And you're flying now, so there you go.
There you go.
Boom goes the dynamite. You're flying, folks. But the thing is that's really cool about this game is that it shares like all the characters. They do the things that you would expect them to do, like in the comics. You'd see a character like Storm. You're gonna assume that she's gonna fly. Besides throw some lightning bolts and some windstorms at you, she will be flying. So that's another pretty cool element. And I know this is something that a little lofty here, more or less for myself. Any plans to introduce like villains into the fray, or is that something that falls under the we can't talk about yet thing?
That would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?
Oh, there you go. So it would be a lot of fun. I'll take that one. That's awesome. Because how cool would it be to be able to play as someone like Green Goblin?
Oh, yeah.
That would be a really interesting experience there. So this fight's just about wrapped up here. So you got Green Goblin. hiding with his tail behind his legs, and you just destroyed him. Now, you're going to pick up some loot. So let's go ahead and look at the character selection here and take a look at the different things you got. You got a few capes I see there, some medals, some pretty good loot here, and everything binds. So can I like trade with people if I want to get if there's something I can't use?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just like in any other MMO, we'll have the same social features that you'd come to expect. So, if you wanted to trade, we could do that as well.
Okay.
One thing that's fun to talk about is the medals that we have kind of give a little flavor of what the boss you just defeated to your character. So, the Green Goblin medal, let's see, what does he do? Gives us plus 10% base health. But then when we get into the Living Laser, we raise our spirit, which is kind of our mana system. Okay. So it kind of flavors what you do, and also it's good bragging rights, saying, "Look, I could beat Venom." And did it. So
of course, that's awesome. Yeah, I agree. Because it was actually cool when I beat Shocker. I got the medal for Shocker, and but then the demo ended. I was like, no. But it was a really cool feeling, and you got to kind of like wear that across your chest, which is pretty cool. So it seems here you're going to talk to Nick Fury, and I mean, and the visuals are really good for the game itself. I mean, I'm really loving it here. It's real simplistic, not trying to be overly, graphical, yet at the same time have a lot of detail.
Yeah, we're using the Unreal engine to kind of render all of our graphics. So we want to make this kind of one of the highest quality free-to-play games that's out there on the market right now. Oh yeah, for sure. And it's like, and then we see Daredevil sitting over there as well. There could be a mission there. Is there a way that we can? Is the Shocker mission available in this demo? Or? It is. It's towards the end of the demo, but we can try and make our way there as best as possible.
Let's do it.
All right,
let's do it. Let's go ahead, because I actually really enjoyed that mission. It was really fun. So now Daredevil's going to give you a mission here. You can go and you can get some gear and stuff like that. But we're just going to dump right into this and see how far we can go. And there was also another part where you could fight Electro as well in there, which was pretty cool. He kind of just pops up.
Right. So Electro is an example of what I was talking about before, being our open mission bosses.
Yeah.
And so they're scaled, higher in terms of difficulty. So, multiple players will have to be there to take him down. So I'm not sure how good I'll do against him doing it solo here. But, if we were on the server with other players right now, you would see, 10 plus characters all running around together trying to team up to take down Electro.
That's awesome, and some muggers trying to hurt people here, but not really having much luck here against Storm.
Right.
So that's awesome, and we got another guy there. He could sit down. Awesome. So and the story for this game. I know you said that Brian Michael Bendis is going to be one of the guys, or he is the one making the story. What is the story exactly for Marvel Heroes?
So in our story, we wanted to kind of take one of the most threatening villains that's in the Marvel Universe, being Dr. Doom, and then give him one of the most powerful items within the Marvel Universe, being the Cosmic Cube, or also known as the Tesseract from the Avengers movie. And so, you can kind of only imagine what chaos will ensue when those two come together. So we wanted to tell that story in Marvel Heroes.
So Dr. Doom is the main villain.
Yep.
Gotta love it. That's all. Will we see guys like Kingpin in here as well? Maybe some other guys like Carnage and stuff like that. Is that a possibility?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have, like I said before, we have access to all of the heroes and villains and costumes in the game. So some of the villains that we've already talked about publicly is Magneto and Blob and Toad and
that's awesome.
Madam Hydra will come out in it as well. So it's a lot of fun.
Get some Loki eventually.
That would be awesome.
That would be. I love that response. It's like, that would be awesome. It's not a no.
It's not a no.
It's not a no. It's a that would be awesome. Yeah. And that's say no more and need to say no more about that. And these guys got Molotov cocktails. That don't matter. No, they're gonna die. They get taken out by Storm and her awesomeness here. And what characters? If you guys are here on the show floor, by the way, listening to this, what characters can you play at the Gazillion booth? And there's Electro. This is going to be a hard fight.
This is going to be a hard fight that may take a long time. I'll leave him to the other heroes.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Oh, man, Electro got you binded there. So what other characters? I know I had mentioned Deadpool like a million times. We can see Storm. We said Hulk. We said Thing. What other characters?
I'm trying to think. So we have Hulk, Thing, Thor. I'm sorry, Hulk, Thing, Captain America, Iron Man.
Captain America.
I'm sorry, Captain America's not in this demo. Sorry, I'm trying to
not die. He's trying
to
not die right now.
You understand,
I'm asking him the tough questions.
But here, we'll run away from these guys. It's not a cowardice thing, but just so we can open up the roster and we can show you.
There's no judgment here at the WCG booth.
Perfect. So here we go. So we have Deadpool. We could switch on the fly if we'd like as well. So we have Deadpool.
Deadpool. And of course, the witty banter of Deadpool as always. Iron Man there, nice stuff.
Anybody
Marvel,
in particular you'd like to
Witch.
see?
Let's see here. Go ahead, flip some pages. Wolverine. No, you know what? Let's stick with Deadpool. I think a lot of the stream people will love to see Deadpool.
Deadpool, it is. He's
a
a lot
very
of fun to
popular
play.
character.
I'm unlocking different waypoints as I walk through, so if I'm unfortunate and die along the way, I'll be able to respawn back at my most recently visited waypoint. And there's also a quick way of traveling around the world as well.
Nice, and Deadpool has the pistols as well as the sword, has some great abilities, has that healing factor, which is pretty cool. Wolverine also has that too, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And it stays true to the character as a whole, which is something that I think is very, very important with a game like this. Ultimate Alliance did that, stays true to the character, even though it's an MMO RPG. It still maintains the freshness that every character brings to the table, and really opens up some good teamwork as well, which I can only imagine seeing guys like Deadpool, Iron Man, Wolverine all working together in unison to take down a guy like Electro. Must be a pretty entertaining thing.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you can kind of make your own dream team. So even if the heroes haven't really interacted in the comic books or in the movies or the TV shows, you can have them interact in Marvel Heroes.
Yeah, that's cool. And how's the reception been, by the way? I know you guys have been showing this off at a few places. How's the reception been overall? And also here, too.
It's been really positive, actually. I mean, for us as developers, since we've been working on this for so long, it's really fun being able to see different people enjoying the game and playing through the game and having fun in the demos and things like that. So yeah, it's just great fun. It's been a really good response so far.
That's awesome. And Deadpool making his way through the subway here. And if you guys are just joining us, this is Marvel Heroes, a new MMORPG from Gazillion. As they're displaying this here, they have the full library of Marvel characters to their disposal. And if you want to say, well, this game reminds me of something, you can say that it reminds you of a little game called Diablo, maybe Torchlight, things like that. That it shares those similarities. And also, if I am correct, there's some good people working on staff here that have worked in that field in the past, correct?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Our creative director and president of our company is David Brevik, and he was the original creator of Diablo 1 and 2. So, his vision is definitely seen throughout the game. But then we also take, inspiration from other games, like you said, like the MUA franchise or the X-Men Legends franchise. So we just kind of want to make, a fun experience. Whoops. Just want to take a fun experience and, add to it as much as possible.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that is unique in its own right, where you never see this. You saw it with Ultimate Alliance, but in the PC realm, you can finally get a chance to play a game like this. It's very entertaining, and it's fun to play because you're just going to go around here using your favorite characters, taking on some of your favorite villains, and it's just a unique experience. I know I've said that word like a million times, but it just holds true to all of this. Shocker is just giving you a difficult time, I see. But
he's a challenging boss. He has a couple of different powers. You saw that. He has his pulse blast. Here he can actually blast the ceiling and then have it drop down on you. And then if you're close range, no, he'll take you down like that as well. That's
not good. And it seems like basically what you got to do is just run around this guy. But I like that though. It's all projectile based. It's not based off of hit points. Oh man.
Nobody saw that. It's okay.
No one saw that. It's fine.
We're forgiving for the demo.
Fine. That literally
understand.
was like a second. No one even caught that.
Exactly.
Awesome. And just so I know, it is an RPG, but I noticed that the attacks and all that stuff, they're projectile based. It's not based off of a dice roll. Is that correct? Or is there some element of a dice roll?
No, I mean, we will have random attributes to contribute to your power, so maybe you'll have, X% chance to do knockback or something like that.
Okay.
But for the most part, no, it's kind of skill-based, as true to most action RPGs.
Okay, awesome. That's great. And you took out Shocker?
Yep.
We ran away from Electro.
We did run away from
because
Electro.
There was not much we could do there. He was very, very powerful, and you were by yourself.
Exactly.
And that's just That's not fair.
However, if you do come to the booth here at NYCC, you'll be able to play with all the other people who are playing on all the other stations. And everybody's kind of teaming up together to take down Electro. So not only is it really fun to actually play, but it's really fun to just watch how everybody interacts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I had a chance to do that and watch and watch some people play, and it was pretty fun. We didn't get to pick up any costumes, though, which I'm pretty disappointed about.
Unfortunately, we didn't get lucky. Everything in the game is randomly generated. So, the loot that drops is somewhat randomly generated, as well as the layout of each environment is randomly generated. So sometimes you get lucky and get a couple costumes, sometimes you don't. So It's just
Oh
how
yeah,
it goes.
for sure, for sure. I had a good time with the when I got the X Factor costume. It
Oh,
was actually
yeah.
really cool because I was able to like, I know the X Factor. I follow that storyline when Deadpool was rocking that black costume. It was pretty cool. So then that's just a touch of tip of the iceberg of the things that they have in this game. Correct?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like we have tons of different costumes. We could invent our own, but like, and you kind of think to yourself like, well, Hulk, he kind of has ripped purple pants. How many costumes can
Not
he
many
have?
costumes.
But like we put in the Planet Hulk costume, for example. So it's kind of this gladiator,
yeah.
and that's one of my favorite Hulk storylines. So as soon as that got in, I was like, all right, that's it. That's for me. I'm sold.
That's
Hulk
awesome.
It is. Yeah, so it's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's something that, and you guys are going to be keeping up with all the storylines as well, so that this way, if there's some new costumes brought in, you can bring it in,
Yeah.
and then fans can go ahead and enjoy that, right?
Definitely. I mean, we really want to fall in line with everything else that Marvel is doing right now. So fans, of the IP will be able to feel right at home when they jump in. So, like, for example, our voice actor cast, the majority of them have played these characters in other things before. So if you like, Steve Bloom playing Wolverine from Wolverine and the X-Men, you'll feel right at home in our game as well. So.
Well, that's awesome. Shout out to those guys out there
Yeah,
that
for
enjoy
sure.
Wolverine and the X-Men and all those different shows. And now, being an MMO, you guys are obviously trying to create a community here, a social community. Where do the people go to usually to interact? What web do they go to the Marvel Heroes website? The forums
Yeah,
up
I
and
mean,
stuff?
one main thing that we're talking about here at PAX is signing up for our closed beta, which you can go to
Yes.
marvelheroes.com to sign up for, and then you'll get in the running to get invited into the closed beta. So that's one great place for people to interact with each other. And then within the game, we have social hubs as well. So different players can interact and talk and show off their powers and things like that in these social spaces. So some of them that we've already shown are like the X Mansion, for example, is a social hub. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. To see more MMOs are great. I love MMOs. I love playing them, and the social aspect has always been something in there. I know I asked you this before when you were playing, so you may have been a little distracted. I'm just curious. I just want to know: is there a possibility down the line? This could be a "that is awesome" question. I'm fine with that.
That's good.
To have things like designated teams, like I can create a guild and invite my friends to it and stuff like that.
I'm gonna give you that'd be awesome.
That'd be
a lot of
awesome.
fun. Yeah. No, I mean, as we get closer to launch, we'll be talking a little bit more about social features and things like
Of
that.
course,
So.
of course. Well, I mean, I tell you, man, it was a great experience. I love it. Matt, thank you so much for your
thanks
time.
so much for having me, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
for
it.
sure,
A lot of
man.
fun.
And guys, this is Matt Group with Gazillion. Make sure you check out Marvel Heroes. It is an amazing game. You can go to marvelheroes.com and you can sign up for the closed beta for your chance to get into it. And how many people are you admitting into the closed beta?
We have a small pool of people right now, and we'll be adding more as time goes on. So really, the sky's the limit. So
the sky's the limit.
The sky
so
is the limit.
There you go,
Yeah.
guys. The sky's the limit. You can get an opportunity to join this awesomeness. And if you happen to enjoy it, make sure you check it out. Make sure you download it. Matt, once again, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Greatly appreciate it.
A lot of fun. MarvelHeroes.com. Sign up for the beta.
MarvelHeroes.com. Sign up for the beta. Do it now. All right. Well, next up, we are going to have Hawken coming up here talking about their latest game. So make sure you guys stick around. And once again, thank you to Matt Group and the guys over at Gazillion for providing this awesomeness for us. So make sure you stick around. Tweet the stream and all that good stuff. My name's Alex Mendez. We'll be right back.
Why don't you stick around? Victory is ours, comrade!
Superpower threat detected. Today, the final triumph of Victor Von Doom begins.